Hey guys, this is my next renovation project. It's not a van, it's a little cottage in my hometown. Pretty excited about it. It needs a lot of work, so I'm going to be renovating it. Figured I'd share a few photos. Special shout outs to Marissa for helping me out and getting into this house. So it's definitely a fixer-upper, and it's got a lot of junk stuff with it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the story behind the efforts. Right now I'm just cleaning out the garage, so stay tuned and I'll show you some stuff. And just kind of wanted to do this for some of the family members that I have that are unable to come over and check it out, so just wanted to show you guys. There's a couch for sale too. If anybody needs a couch, you can have it.
All right, here we go. This is a little project. I want to show a little recap video. This is kind of day one looking at the house. There's a ton of stuff. That property was bought as is. It had several roof leaks. As you can see, the damage here in the living room, down the walls. It was filled with garbage and smelt like smoke and junk and dirty dishes and leftover ramen on the stove tops, and the refrigerator was filled with old Jello, and the back bedrooms were filthy, flea infested, and just an all-around really gnarly place to start off with. So right out of the gates, I kind of wanted to give the front yard some curb appeal because I knew every day I'd pull into the house and kind of wanted to look at something that had potential. So yanked these old woody stemmed bushes out of the front, cleaned up the front yard, and put in some dune grasses and kind of just gave it an approachable front look. After about 6 dump runs, I was able to assess the pop-up camper, which was stuck in the driveway with 2 flat tires, apparently hadn't moved in 15 years, but I cleaned it up as I do with most campers and trailers, and got new tires on it, dragged it to my parents', and it looks like it's pretty nice. Moving the trailer gave me access to the garage and allowed me to load up the truck for dump runs and get rid of all the junk and crap and organize the garage. This way I had a space that I could operate in and out of with all my tools and materials from Home Depot. The inside of the house was still gross and the ceiling was still leaking, so I didn't want to put anything in the house, and I still had a lot of junk.
Alright, first coat was put on yesterday. It's a Kills primer, and I'm going to put the second coat on the garage interior today. And this will be.
Having the garage clean allowed for a good space to work in and put all my tools and materials. It came out really nice. This is the garage when it was finished. With the garage cleaned out and painted, I was able to put all my tools and materials in there and lock it up at night. The inside of the house was still a mess. I started to do some power washing and moved on to the backyard. It was so nice out this time of year.
Alright guys, so it's week 5. Got a little curb appeal going here, and I put a new storm door on the front and painted the foundation, and a lot going on. Power washed this driveway and fixed the garage door, and got all kinds of just productivity happening. And then I actually rototilled this back lawn and got some seed down and doing some landscaping, and I'll show you guys the inside.
Although it was a good time of year to plant the seeds, it was a tough time for me because I knew the roof leaked. It was hard for me to get inside and do all the drywall repair that I needed to do because the roof was leaking. It was super stressful trying to find a roofer to come in and put a whole new roof on the house. But once I got a new roof, I was able to work inside. And until then, I kept myself busy outside, going to the dump, and going through the house and just taking stuff out over and over and over.
Bud, you ready to do another dump run? Sounds good. Put your seatbelt on.
The house was junky. It was really filthy. Putting all the appliances out was funny on junk day. I actually hung the Belmar Burrow vest in the window, hoping that they would pick up the stuff.
Alright, gonna check the attic. Pulled a bunch of this stuff out of the attic already. See what's going on up here. The steps down. Pulled the carpets out of the bedrooms. What do you got up here, dude?
Hey, what's up, gang?
Oh, that's a good setup, dude. Wow, there's some treasures up here. The Ugg boots? Okay, we're in the attic. We got Some wedding dresses we're about to try on. Oh, those are sweet.
Yeah, I like these.
Yeah, you could dance in those. Are dancing pants. We're just going through stuff, man. Find some treasures.
There was very few treasures, mostly just junk. I figured I'd start in the basement and work my way up. I also knew that the roof was leaking, so any drywall repair would be pointless. So I went down to the basement. Clearing out the basement was kind of a lot of work. I had to take the railing off the stairway and get everything out the stairs, including the large TV, all the old animal hamster cages, and gross stuff. It was just really disgusting down there and stinky. And so I had to vacuum and clean and dust and wipe and scrub and everything else. It was just mask on, full on, bleach, all kinds of cleaners. Then I did some cement work and I painted. Turned out pretty nice, I think. Cement floors got painted, the walls got painted with Drylock, painted the stairway, got a washer and dryer off Facebook Marketplace. The boys came and visited and said it should be an arcade room. And meanwhile, the guys were on the roof, so that felt really good. I could finally go into the house and start working. With the roof done and the basement done, it was time to work on the house. I was so excited, but I still needed a safe space. The rest of the house was so gross that I needed an area that I could eat lunch in, keep my tools, and stay organized. So I chose the front three-season porch to begin.
All right, so I'm gonna scrape this all glue off, and I'm gonna paint this whole porch floor for the entryway.
So after painting, I fixed the threshold, put on a new storm door, and painted the front door, gave this front entrance a really finished look. Throughout the project, this was my staging area, and this is what it looked like when I was done. It's a great entry to the house. Since the roof was fixed, it was time to work inside. Here's the drywall leaking in the living room. I had to replace all that. It was a lot of work, but with the new roof on, I knew it was safe and I could get to work. With all the drywall repair in the living room, I figured the best way to show you this video is go room by room. So here's the front room. This is the front living room right when you walk in. For the sake of this video, I'm going to show you each room at a time. This is the front room, living room area. All the trim was repainted, the walls were painted, the door locks were changed, the door was painted, and I even installed these puck lights on a dimmer switch, which really made the room epic. My mom gave me these blinds from her house, and it all really started to come together.
Okay, here we go. Gonna yank these floors out, see what we got underneath. I've been wondering since the first day I got this house, is it gonna look good? Let's see.
Pulling up the vinyl flooring was really nice. It was one of the last things I did because I didn't want to mess up the floors while I worked on the house. Now I'm going to show you the back bedroom, probably the worst of them all. It was the grossest zone in the whole house. The walls were smashed in, the ceiling was gross, it was leaking, I had to replace all the drywall, it was a full gut. I insulated the walls, reframed everything, pulled down the cardboard ceiling tiles, and began getting after it. Demo's easy, everything comes down quick, it's putting it back up that takes time. So here you can see I started to frame the walls with drywall, mud, and then I did the ceilings with the tongue and groove. I saved all the window trim and sanded it and fixed it. I even moved some outlets and made a backing for a wall-mounted television. There's the shiplap ceilings, there's the new blinds, a new ceiling fan, there's the finished hardwood floors, new all-wood doors, just a gorgeous master bedroom. Moving into the front bedroom, I had to do this to all the rooms. It was TSP cleaner, scrub, and wash all the walls. They were covered in gross stink and stuff that paint would never stick to. So I primed them and painted them. And here's the other bedroom. Again, shiplap ceilings, really nice finished wood floors. Gosh, this video makes everything look so quick and easy. Here I am going into the bathroom. The bathroom was outdated with wallpaper and also had the cardboard tile ceiling. So I went ahead and removed those tiles and set up for the tongue and groove pine ceilings like I did in the other bedrooms and the dining room, which you'll see later. The tongue and groove ceiling was pretty easy in the bathroom to do by myself because I could stand on the tub. I also installed a fart fan for venting out the moisture in the shower, and I rebuilt the vanity. Even though it was the old one, I sort of reused it and made it look good. Cleaned it up, a lot of scrubbing, a lot of cleaning, but again, turned out pretty nice. Replaced all the light switches. Moving right along, I did the tongue and groove in the ceiling here was kind of tricky, but got that done and the whole house started to match. Here I am in the dining room, again, by myself, figuring out strategic maneuvers in order to get the pine tongue and groove ceiling installed. Then I painted it, I primed it, and then I painted it. I primed it twice. I think I actually primed it 3 times because the knots were coming through. Then I primed the walls and painted the walls, primed the trim and painted the trim, and just painted for a while. A lot of painting. My brother Andrew came over, and while I painted, he went around the house and replaced all the outlets and all the light switches to give it all a unified look. Replaced the floor vents for the heaters, put blinds on the windows, and here you are. This is the dining room. Even got the fancy Google thermostat. And here comes the kitchen remodel. The kitchen was pretty grimy and gross and greasy, but I cleaned it as best I could, gutted it as best I could, took everything out, all the cabinets out, all the doors out, sanded them down, cleaned them, washed them with TSP, pulled the wallpaper, mudded the old drywall, painted the ceiling, pulled out the sink, ordered all new hardware, replaced the hinges, replaced the drawer slides, got rid of the fridge, bought a new fridge and stove on Facebook Marketplace, painted the door, put new doorknobs on, fixed the hallway. My mom picked out the color of the cabinets. It turned out great. It was really fun putting them back together because they're so beautiful. I put new vinyl plank flooring in the kitchen as well. Replaced the faucet and the sink, cleaned the countertops. Came out really nice. Again, I primed and painted the walls with like an off gray kind of color. It was long days and I'd often leave at night, but I'd always turn around and go, holy cow, that's my house.